Hello, my name is Alan Nolan. I'm an illustrator and I'm a writer. And I write and I draw books for kids, books for young people, books for children. I've written loads and loads of books and I draw them as well. Books like Finton's 15, which is all about the worst under-12s hurling team in Ireland, which is great fun to do because I really like watching hurling, but I'm absolutely terrible at it. I've written Connor's Caveman, which is all about a boy and a girl called Connor and Charlie, who go high up in the Wicklow Mountains and they fall into a cave and they find a caveman inside the cave frozen in ice and they defrost him. He's still alive, his name is Og, and they bring him into school to sort out all the bullies. And my favourite books I've ever written are the Sam Hannigan series, all for the O'Brien Press, and they're all about a little girl called Sam Hannigan who loves animals. In the first book she gets brain swapped with a dog, she actually becomes a dog. In the second book she has to mind a dodo for a whole week. I absolutely love writing books and I love drawing books. And that's what I'm here today to talk to you about. I'm here to talk to you about drawing. Because have you heard about the Re-ImagineNation competition from Post and Children's Books Ireland? They would love you to reimagine your favourite storybook. Get this, you have to draw a picture, you have to draw a scene from your favourite story or book and include yourself as a character. Now, your entry will be judged by some of Ireland's best children's book artists and you could win a fantastic prize. For full details, visit on post.com/readers wanted. Now, one of my favourite books I have ever written and illustrated is this one here. It's called Sam Hannigan's Rockstar Granny, and it's all about this lady here on the cover who is called Nanny Gig, who's based on my real life granny. And my real life granny in real life was a little bit loopy. She was a little bit crazy. And in the book, she's exactly the same. In the book, Nanny Gig decides that she's going to be a rock star. She says, I don't care if I'm 78, I gotta be a rock star. She starts flying around on skateboards and she ends up playing guitar on stage with her favourite band called the Roaming Scones. But the reason I really love this book is because there is a crazy budgie in it called Cindy. And this is based on my real life granny's budgie, who is also called Cindy and used to ride around on my granny's shoulder squawking in her ear. Now a budgie is a small little bird. It's about this sort of size and they're blue sometimes they're green, sometimes they're yellow. And they usually speak, but in real life my budgie never spoke. It just went in my granny's ear. But in the book, it can say one word, and Sam Hannigan's beau brother Bruno taught it how to say this one word. And the one word it can say is knickers, which is a bit of a rude word. And what happens in the book is the beau brother Bruno, he gives the budgie some stuff called a Norma Grow 3000, and guess what happens to the budgie? It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it starts off the size of a normal budgie, then grows to the size of a seagull, and then it grows to the size of a Labrador dog, and then it grows to the size of a post box, and then it grows to the size of a double-decker bus. And I really love the scene where it lands on top of the GPO because there's a boy in it called Ajay, who's Sam Hannigan's best friend, and he's trying to stop the budgie from escaping. So when it lands on top of the GPO, he's hanging on to the leg of the budgie and he's going, oh, I'm scared of heights! And he flies up in the sky with the budgie. So that is the scene that I am going to imagine myself in. I'm going to be Ajay in the scene and I'm going to draw it on a big piece of paper and you are going to follow along with me. It's going to be great. Okay, so to draw this crazy budgie called Cindy, all you're going to need is you're going to need some paper. It could be A4 paper from a printer like this. It could be lined paper from a copybook. It could be notebook paper. It could be paper from a sketch pad. It could be A3 paper. Whatever you have to hand is absolutely fine. You're going to need a pencil or pencils. So whatever you feel comfortable drawing with, same kind of pencil you do your homework with, or drawing pencils, that's absolutely fine. And if you want to colour in your budgie at the end, because remember I said they're green or they're blue or they're yellow, you can make them multicoloured budgies if you want to. You can use colouring pencils, have them in a handy dandy tin, or you can use markers. So whichever way you want to do it is fine by me. Now I'm going to draw and I'll do it in a step-by-step sort of way and you guys can follow along with me. So let's get started. Okay, so to reimagine myself into the scene where a crazy giant budgie called Cindy flies all over Dublin, shouting knickers at the top of her voice and really horrifying and terrifying all the Dubliners, I'm going to start off with a piece of paper and a pencil. Well, in my case, it's a pen, but you can use a piece of paper and a pencil. Okay, so I'm going to start off by drawing the budgie's head, and I'm going to do a big wobbly W shape like this. So it's like a W, but it doesn't have the little kind of angles and harsh lines and straight lines. It has a big wobbly line going around like that, almost like the waves on the sea. So it looks a bit like this. It'll start here, come down like this, wobble up like this, back around, down, and up to the other side. So a big wobbly W shape like that, all right? And that's the budgie's head and the budgie's wings flapping out like this. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the budgie's tummy. This is easy to draw because it's just a U shape like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do underneath the budgie's head and just a little bit down from its wings, I'm going to draw a U shape, like a letter U. So it'll start here, come down like this, around, 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 and up to the other side. Excellent. Cool. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, after we have the head, we have the wings, we have the tummy, we're going to do the rest of the budgie's wings. So to do the budgie's wings, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do each wing with 4 feathers. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to do a big feather, a little feather, a tiny feather, and a teeny tiny feather, all right? So like this, from the tip of its wing, a big feather, okay? A little feather, a tiny feather, and a teeny tiny feather. Excellent. There's one big wing. And then the same over the other side, I'm going to do a big feather, a little feather, a tiny feather, and then a teeny tiny feather. Excellent. Good stuff. So now he's got a head, he's got 2 wings, he's got a tummy. He needs legs and a tail. So we draw one leg first of all, because remember, this is reimagining yourself into the scene. I have to draw myself into the scene. And this is the scene where, if you remember, Ajay, Sam Hannigan's friend, is hanging on for dear life to the legs, to one of the legs of the budgie, while the budgie is flying away. So to draw that, what we're going to do is we'll draw the other leg first. So to draw that leg, it's really easy. It's 2 lines down like this. There we are. And then 3 kind of sausage shapes just for the toes of the budgie's foot. So 1, 2, 3. 3 little sausage shapes. A few little lines going across there, just make it look like a scaly leg. And that's your budgie's leg. And then we'll continue on this way and we'll draw a tail on the budgie. So to draw a tail on the budgie, it's really easy. It's just 3 little feathers. So, a 3, just like that at the bottom of her tummy. Okay? And now we're going to draw me hanging on to the budgie's other leg as the budgie flies up in the sky. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to draw 2 lines down, 1, 2, over here, just like that. 1, 2, and then I'm going to draw a little hand holding on to that leg. So a little hand like this. There we are. And then I'm going to draw a little head. Now I've got a round head, so I'm going to draw a roundy head on this guy here. There we are. A little ear on this side. Okay. 2 eyes. Right? A nose. And a little mouth that is open like this. Oh, because I'm scared stiff because I'm flying up in the sky, hanging onto this budgie's leg. And then I'll draw a little tiny bit of hair up at the top because I haven't much hair, so I'll just draw a little bit of hair for myself. And there's my head. Now, I'm going to draw from this hand, I'm going to draw an arm coming around like this. So just a curved line, just to show my arm coming around there. And then I'm going to draw my back and my tummy. And that's really easy. It's just a curved line coming from my neck out to here, straight back down for the end of my jumper. Okay, and then another curved line coming up from my tummy. There I am hanging onto the leg. And then a couple of my own legs. Now my own legs would be flapping like this because that's what Ajay was like. He was kicking his legs going, ah, put me down, help, help. So those legs are going to be kicking like this. I'm going to draw a curved line here. There's the end of the trousers. Another curved line coming around. Here's one leg. And then another leg, a slightly different angle, curved line coming around like that. Another curved line coming around like this. Join them up for the end of the trousers. And then just draw 2 shoes at the end. So a shoe here, and a shoe here. And there I am hanging onto the other leg. So we just put a few little scales going across there. And that is perfect. Cool. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we have to draw the budgie's face. Because she can't be going around shouting "Knickers" and squawking her head off if she doesn't have a beak. So, to draw her beak, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an upside down triangle right here in the middle of her face. So a line across like this, 2 lines coming down to make an upside down triangle. Make sure they meet the point in the middle. And then we're going to draw the top of the budgie's nose, or the budgie's nostrils. And that's kind of a little wavy kind of thing with 2 bumps on it. So we're going to draw 2 little bumps like this. So that kind of looks like an ice cream cone with a double scoop in it. And then to draw the budgie with her mouth open, I'm going to draw 2 lines down like this. So line down and line down. And then for the bottom of her beak, I'm going to draw an upside down semicircle. So straight across the top, round across the bottom. Okay. And then to make it look like the budgie's got her mouth open, I'm going to colour in this little area here black. Alright? So just colour it in. And remember guys, this is a bit of practice. It's a bit of fun. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you're going over the lines, don't worry about it. Now, just colour that in like that. And there we are. And then there's one last thing we have to do on the budgie itself. We have to make her eyes next. So we're going to draw her eyes. We're going to draw her eyes with her eyes shut up like this because she's squawking. Wah, wah! So she's got her face scrunched up. So to do that, I'm going to do 2 symbols. I'm going to do a greater than symbol and a less than symbol. So 2 V's on their sides basically. So over here I'm going to do a greater than symbol. Right? And over the other side, a less than symbol. And that's your budgie. If you like, you can put extra little feathers on your budgie, like that. And then, the next thing we're going to do is, we're nearly finished, we'll just draw a little bit of Dublin City in. Because this is where poor Ajay, or me in this case, got dragged high up in the sky and the budgie was flying all over Dublin City and landed on top of the GPO and started shouting "Knickers!" So I'm going to draw a little bit of the GPO, so straight line across like that. Little statue here, a sort of upside down triangle down here. There we are. For the front of the GPO. We'll draw another little triangle inside it to make it look even more like the GPO. Then we'll put some columns on it. I think there's 6 columns at the front of the GPO, but just put as many as you can. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to make 6 columns. I'll just make 4 columns. Excellent. No, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. Excellent. And then to finish it off, I will put the spire over the other side. So the Dublin spire here, so you can really see how far up in the sky poor Ajay, or me in this case, has been brought by this bold budgie who has escaped and is causing mayhem all over Dublin. We'll put some extra little birdies flying around over here. We'll put some clouds just to show that he's high up. And then, we're nearly finished, but do you know how you make a cartoon character speak in a comic book? You use what's called a speech bubble. So a speech bubble sounds exactly like what it is. It's sort of bubble shape, or it could be a rectangle, it could be a square, and it has a tail coming down to the person who's speaking. So I'll draw the shape first, sort of bubble shape like this, like that, and then a tail coming down to the person who's speaking, so the reader knows who's meant to be talking. So a tail just looks like that. There we are. And because this budgie only says 1 word in the book, because the bold Bruno, Sam Hannigan's brother, taught it how to say 1 word, and he's a bit bold, so it's a bit of a bold word. I have to put in the bold word. It is Knickers! There we are. And that, there we are, is your budgie. Well done, everybody. So thank you very much for taking part, and I hope you enjoyed drawing that crazy budgie. Now, don't forget to get creative and enter the Post Re-ImagineNation competition supported by Children's Books Ireland. I would love to see your drawings. But you can also share your work on social media with the help of an adult or a guardian or a parent or an auntie or an uncle or a granddad or grandma or a great granny. You can go online and share it on social media using the hashtag #ReadersWanted. Well done, everybody.